All right, folks, welcome back to Procreate. So, in the last lesson, we finished up our soft shading on version 3. Now, what I've done is I've gone into the gallery and I've created version 4. You now know how to do that. After this project, I'm not going to spell this out. I will assume that you know. And so we're now going to make all of our adjustments to version 4. So let's come in and let's add a layer. So to do that, I just went up to the add. Let's go ahead and click in the gray circle and rename it and call it yellow. All right, perfect. Now notice the yellow is above the shading layer. That's important, but below the outline. I'm going to come back to my pen. I'm going to go to my inking pens, and I'm bringing back my studio. Done. And now I'm going to come up to this color of yellow here. And with my inking pen, I'm going to add in another color. Now, if you don't want to use yellow and you want to make a blue and a white rose, go for it. You want to make something with a purple and an orange? Awesome. Doesn't matter to me what you do, but you want to create two different colors. And then I'm going to flood fill this. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one here. I'm going to put one right here. Okay, make sure we get a good solid line, folks. This is one of the reasons why I like the bold, thick outlines. When I was tattooing, you don't have to be as precise if you have a bold outline. All right, now I'm going to make a subtle adjustment to the inking layer. So I'm going to the outline. I'm grabbing my eraser, and I'm going to erase this line right here. And then I'm going to come up, and I'm going to go to black. I'm going to turn down my brush, and I'm going to connect right through here. So I think that that's going to be a nicer connection. All right, let's go back to yellow. Bring my brush back up and make sure I'm on the yellow layer again. All right, perfect. All right, so traditional rose, you always have some darks, you have some lights. There's always two colors to it. Looks good. All right. So let's go ahead and left swipe and lock the yellow. Let's go ahead and left swipe and lock the outline. And now let's add a layer. And let's call it lights. So I'm going to come over here and rename lights. Okay, getting pretty good at renaming layers. This is why we do this project. All right, now I'm going to show you something new. Go over to where your sliders are, and you'll see there's a little square box in between the sliders, and you'll see when I tap it, this little two-tone circle happens. That is your color picker. What you're going to be able to do there is go around, find a color, and then it will show up in your color wheel. So what I'm going to do, it's this color of red. I'm going to go kind of kitty corner so that I get that tone of red, but I'm going to want to put it in a very, very whitish pink. All right, now I'm going to keep my studio pen. And this comes out, this is the graffiti guy in me here. This is that bold style. Everybody that does traditional work is right now just losing their will to live a little bit. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put the lights in on the sides of the petals on the side where I want the light to hit. Okay. So we're right here. That looks good. I'm going to come down on the side of the shadow. That looks pretty good. I'm going to put a big old fat one right here. There we go. That looks pretty good. And you see how I'm coming down on the side and I'm following the line that we did? Okay, now the good news is you don't have to be terribly concerned with being perfect on this. Again, I just overshot the line. And in the next lesson, I'm going to show you how we're going to add some real character by using a certain technique where we remove some of this. So if there's big blotches here that you're saying, Jeremy, what are you doing? Don't worry, we're going to sort that out here real quick. Okay, that looks good. Now, if you don't like what I'm about to do here, you don't have to do it. But in the area where the light is hitting, I'm going to come in and I'm going to create a big blotchy area. Now, why am I going to do this? This will come into play in the next lesson. Okay, right now, all I want to do is make sure that I've got it in here. All right, that looks pretty cool. And then here, I'm going to come up because the light would hit along this side. And then I'm going to go inside on this thing here. All right. All right, let's go along the side here. Swing over here. Swing over here. Notice the dark is right next to the light. Swing over here. And again, a big blotchy area. This is going to make sense here in a couple minutes. Okay, so I think that I'm pretty good there. Let's go ahead and turn this up just a little bit. And again, I'm going to go big and blotchy here as well. I'm going to go big and blotchy here. And what I'm doing, I'm creating these kind of reflections in the rose. I'm going to sculpt those out here in a little bit. Now the last thing I'm going to do, because I'm still on the lights layer, let's grab the whites. And I've still got my studio pen. Oops. Let's go ahead and turn that down a little. And let's go ahead and get a little crazy with this here. Now, if there's more white than you want there, that's fine. I'm going to show you how to sculpt this out in the next one. Okay, that looks good. I mean, this thing is going to be big, bold, in-your-face style. Actually, I'm going to put those lines on the other side. I want those lines to be right here. Yep, that's where they go. Same thing with this. I want a line right there. Okay, and I want the line here along that side. All right, that looks pretty cool. I'm quite happy with this. Let's go ahead, call it on this one. We're going to do one more artistic lesson, and then we're going to get into another project. But in this section, you'll learn how to select, you've learned how to create layers, you've learned how to transform. We're going to be using a lot of those as we move forward. All right, so let's go ahead, one more lesson of the rose, and we'll see you in the next one.